What am I looking at here? Alright. Alright, am I live? My back hurts a little bit. I gotta find me a new chair, cause I ain't getting any younger, and this chair is not comfortable. Alright, what up you guys? How's it going everybody? Right now it's almost 2 a.m. Pacific time, California time. Let me just double check real quick that the YouTube live stream is working. Man, I gotta say, I ain't getting any younger. Oh, okay, it's working. Before we start, just want to say that the whole thing with staying up late till midnight to watch The Mandalorian or to watch Star Trek Discovery new episodes, I gotta say, it's not as bad as as it was before or as it used to be. I back when I was in my 20s, when I have to stay up late to watch the World Cup games or something like that, that was fun because we had all the energy of youth. Right now, as we get older, it's like, like I said, my back is killing me. But at the same time, it was tough around maybe 9 and 10 p.m., 10:30ish. You kind of feel sleepy a little bit. But then once you go past that 11th hour, I'm all wired up again. I'm all wide awake, and it's like, all right, just give me the episode already. So that's why I said, once you get through that 11 p.m. ish, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But I kind of missed the memo on the fact that this season 2 premiere episode was gonna be 1 hour long. It's like I didn't get the memo on that. Did you guys know it was gonna be an hour long? I missed out on that memo. Holy crap. It felt like a TV movie, didn't it? I was like, what the? Because, the previous season was like a half hour long, each of them. So it caught me off guard, the fact that it was 1 hour long. I'm not complaining, I'm not, I didn't say that, what is up with this? No. I was just like surprised. So I think the title of this season 2 episode 1 is, I think it's The Search, and it's also, I would call it, because it's directed by Jon Favreau. I would call this season 2 episode 1. Guess how many movie references you can spot in this episode? Come on, the Crate Dragon. That's totally like freaking Tremors mixed with the sandworm from Dune, right? What else? Even Jon Favreau kind of referenced back to some of his movies in the past in this episode. For example, the beginning scene or the opening scene with the Mandalorian and the bad guys in that boxing or fight ring arena, however you want to call it. That reminds me of Iron Man 2. The entrance of Black Widow and how she was boxing with Tony Stark, and there's that scene also in tonight's episode where Mando, let's call him Mando. I'm used to calling him a Mando. Where Mando shoots at something from a distance, right? And it explodes. That reminds me of Iron Man, the first Iron Man movie, when Tony Stark did that as well in one of the battle sequences. What else? What's the other movie reference? So we got Tremors, Sandworm from Dune. In tonight's episode, season 2, episode 1, there's a scene where Timothy Olyphant, or I think his character's name is Cobb Vanth, and Mando sitting down, having dinner with the Sand People, and the Sand People hands Timothy's character, here, drink this, and then Timothy's character is like, this tastes like piss, something along those lines, and Mando's like, drink it, come on, they're they're giving us this hospitality, and they're being kind to us, like, you're insulting them, come on, you gotta when in Rome situation, right? When in Rome, you gotta act like you're in Rome. That reminds me of the scene from Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, when Indiana Jones tells that blonde woman, I forgot her name, they're sitting down with the locals, and she's disgusted by the food, and Dr. Indy Jones tells her, like, come on, you gotta eat it. You're embarrassing me, and you're insulting the host. So, and then of course on top of that, the whole Western thing again. It's just, there's a lot of references in this episode, and I'm not complaining. All right, again, I'm not objecting to it. I'm just saying. And as a fan of cinema, as a fan of movies, I enjoyed them. Of course, the Western thing. The fact that Timothy Oliphant is in this episode is awesome. If you guys are like me, if you are fans of the old FX show Justified, have you seen that, Justified? Where Timothy Oliphant, I think it was like 5 seasons, he played a U.S. Marshal named Raylan Givens. And guess what he plays in this episode? A town marshal. And guess what? He also has, because Raylan Givens, the character on Justified, one of his habits was he did a lot of gun duels. Who gets to, who draws the weapon fastest. Just like any Western movie. And guess what? Timothy Oliphant's character also does that in this episode. So, as a fan of Justified, I'm like, yes, yes, because Timothy really rocks that role. If anybody, can play a cowboy or a sheriff or a Western marshal, and makes that role look great, it's Timothy Oliphant, definitely. So it fits. The fact that he's on this show, even for just one episode, it fits. It fits. So it felt like a TV movie. The story in this episode doesn't really advance to, because Mando's looking for another Mandalorian, but what he got instead was Cobb Vanth, this former slave turned town marshal who just happens to be wearing Boba Fett's armor. He's not really a Mandalorian per se. So that's what I mean by the story doesn't really advance. That's why I said earlier it felt like a TV movie. It's an hour-long TV movie, and the story doesn't advance also in terms of Baby Yoda. I mean, I'm glad to see Baby Yoda. He's still as adorable as ever, but this is like one of those episodes or one of the many episodes in the previous first season where they kind of stop along the way to help townsfolk, to help villagers, kind of like the A-Team sort of. But the difference is this one is 1 hour long, so the story doesn't advance, but I did not care because it was fun. It was enjoyable, and season 2 kept everything awesome about season 1 intact, right? Same coolness, same style, same tone, same badasses, same. It's just same. I mean, it's been a year now since season 1. I mean, it's good to have this show back, and I'm glad to have all the elements that are cool about this show back as well. The differences are Mando's got new, or shinier armor, right? and he's got shiny new weapons as well. He's got a bunch of new toys. You know, in the beginning scene of this episode, that the whole trick with the with his guns firing, you know, in multiple directions. I was like, that's cool. That's awesome. So that armor comes with lots of surprises, and the flamethrower. Holy crap! I mean, as a fan of The Thing, see, that's another reference to another movie, The Thing. So we got Tremors, Sandworm from Dune. We got Indiana Jones thing, the Temple of Doom. You know, don't you're insulting them by not drinking this shit or eating this shit. We got the Iron Man reference, Iron Man 2 reference, and then we got flamethrower. Now I don't remember flamethrower being used in previous season 1 Mandalorian. Maybe you guys can let me know if Mando really used flamethrower last year, but that's new to me, and I was like, cool. I'm a big fan of The Thing. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. So, and then of course Timothy Olyphant, like I said, Justified. He fits right in the Western environment. So, fantastic episode overall. Let's see what else here. Yeah, I think that's all the notes I have. It's just good to have it back, you know. I posted on Twitter a few days ago my top 5 all-time favorite Western movies. Tombstone, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, and then and that tweet didn't get a lot of responses, unfortunately. I was a little disappointed. It's like, wow, am I the only Western fan around here? Or maybe my fellow Twitter folks, however you want to call them, maybe they haven't seen as many Western films, you know, as I have. And I'm a big fan of genre, and so, or maybe some folks just like their Western mixed with sci-fi, you know, like Firefly or The Mandalorian. So if it's just Western per se, just Western itself by itself, maybe some folks just don't bite that, and that's totally fine. You know, that's why The Mandalorian is here for you guys who like Western mixed with something else. Tyler Calvert, Mando speaks fluent Tuscan Raider. Yes. That's also a surprise to me, but that's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of anybody who can speak multiple languages, even in the real world. I wish I could do that, but I don't have Rosetta Stone with me that I could learn from. So yeah, so we got again, for you guys that just tuned in, a lot of movie references here. Tremors, Sandworm from Dune. There's the Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones Temple of Doom reference. There's a Iron Man 2 reference, you know, with a boxing ring. There's a flamethrower from The Thing. And then you got Timothy Olyphant, you know, behaving like Raylan Givens from Justified all over again. And I hope we get to see Timothy again. I mean, like, I hope it's a recurring role. You know, I don't want him to be like Ming-Na Wen. Remember that? Ming-Na Wen from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? She showed up like for one episode and then she died. I was like, what? That's not cool. She's one of the most badass women on earth, and you're not gonna make use of that. You're not gonna have her back. That still pissed me off a little bit here. So I guess, yeah, I don't know what the overarching arc is for this entire season 2. I guess the search for the other Mandalorians is part of that arc. But, you know, we still need to get the ball rolling also about what to do with Baby Yoda. You know, that needs to have its own arc as well. And Tyler still, Mando used the flamethrower to burn a stormtrooper to death last season. But that's the main one. Okay, thank you for reminding me of that. I don't remember that. Maybe I have to rewatch the episode again. It's been a year. But thank you for that. He doesn't have Boba Fett's armor anymore, so he's totally useless. That's right. How is he gonna defend the town? Oh, but then again, Tyler, to answer that, there's no more threat, right? The dragon or Crate Dragon was the threat, and so I guess the town will be just fine. And it seems like the Mandalorian was acting as a pretty good mediator between the Sand People and the townsfolk, because they hate each other's guts, But now with this whole the commonality that they have, like, oh yeah, we band together to kill the beast, and maybe there'll be peace in the town. Maybe the marshal won't have to, do much shooting anymore, other than, like, I don't know, maybe trying to settle an argument verbally from now on. So he doesn't have any use for the armor, that's definitely for sure. Tyler says peace is never an option. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed this episode. I can't wait to, I'm gonna end with this. Because I'm a big fan of Star Trek Discovery. I'm a big fan of Star Trek installments. They're 1 hour long every episode, and I was really hoping or expecting this premiere episode of season 2 of Mandalorian to be half hour, like some of the episodes in the previous season. Because I was like, okay, I was like this, man. I was like, oh, that means I don't have to stay up too late tonight. I can sleep after, because I gotta get up in the morning to do early voting. But look at me, it's 2 a.m. now. So what I'm getting at is, I hope in subsequent episodes of this season, next week and the week after that it'll come back to half hour again, because I already have an hour long every Thursday with Star Trek Discovery. I don't want another hour long on the Friday with Mandalorian. I mean, it'll be a different story if these episodes premiere like in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening when we're like fresh. But I'm like back to back, Thursday and Friday, hour long. It's tough. I don't mind staying up late to catch these episodes, but I hope it comes back to a 30-minute run again. So yeah, great premiere episode. Thank you, Jon Favreau. Tyler, yeah, you and me both, since I'm on the East Coast time. East Coast people have it even harder, because you guys were like what, freaking almost 5 o'clock now. So you guys had to wake up at 3. Man, hats off to you guys. So yeah, Jon Favreau, thank you for making season 2 happen and finishing them, for finishing or completing them before the pandemic hit earlier this year. So it's not like The Walking Dead, it's like, oh my god, we didn't get to finish The Mandalorian episode 7 or 8. So now we're gonna have to throw it to 2021. No, nothing like that. So thank you, Jon Favreau, and all the rest of the team, Dave Filoni and everybody, and Star Wars and Lucasfilm and Disney Plus. All right, I'm gonna go to bed because I gotta wake up early for early voting. All right, make sure you guys vote, those of you in America. Thanks, Tyler, for chatting. Felix from Australia says, for Australia it's 6 p.m. Oh dang, you guys are lucky. You guys don't have to like go, you guys don't have to go like this. I was watching it like this, man. Oh, trying to catch my eye booger, and as I go like this, wake up. But hey, it's a fun episode, so it's all good. All right, you guys, that's it. Subscribe. Press that like button and ring that bell, and if you can help support me, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this.